really let max out your gains.
I feel like carbs would be the wrong choice.
It's all about mass. You acquire mass.
Yes, I'm cultivating mass.
Stop cultivating and harvest.
All right, we're on.
I think we're recording.
What are we on?
Yes, we are recording.
Is this the time?
This is
Are
the
we
time.
here?
Welcome to Yang Talk.
Should we start?
Yes.
You mean
Do we have an
Top
intro
Yang.
that we'd like to do?
I'm waving at the audience.
Oh, hello.
That's
Isn't
not
the camera
here.
over there?
In 1989, an elite school was created for podcasters.
Everybody looked over to.
The podcasting kill ratio became 6-1. That's why they call
Oh
it
my gosh, that
podcast.
that song is just so emotional. It's so good.
Smash
So
it to
anyway-
Miramar, California.
Welcome to Yang Talk.
Yes.
All right. So we're
Oh.
going to start with life updates. Tom just got back from a long vacation.
Yes, that's why this episode is late. But I did do the homework beforehand, and then also on the trip repeatedly.
How many times have you watched Top
4
Gun
times on
recently?
the vacation alone.
He had to make sure he didn't become non-American on his trip.
Yeah, I didn't want to get rusty. I needed to keep up on the top important Top Gun facts.
Mm-hmm. Where did you go?
Europe. I went to Holland and then England and Scotland on a cruise.
Nice.
Yes, it was very nice.
Sounds fun.
What was the coolest thing you did?
I saw Top Gun.
Well, we can talk about that. What was
Coolest
the
thing I did? I went to the castle where they filmed Highlander.
I'll be honest, I don't remember that castle.
I did that more for
can
Brian's
only be
benefit,
one.
but that's this place
I
where he
certainly don't
meets Sean
remember the-
Connery and he gets trained by Sean Connery.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Highlander. I don't really particularly remember the castle.
Yeah, that's where he meets Sean Connery. He's
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah. Is it something that like
The
they
castle
say
didn't,
it's
like-
the castle from Highlander, but it's like it could have just been like a castle they found on the side of the road.
They have a lot of castles in there.
Yeah, that's what I've
You're
heard.
telling me they didn't build a giant castle set for Highlander?
No, that was Monty Python.
Shot on location?
In the Holy Grail. And that was Castle Anthrax.
It sure was. For some reason, not becoming a magic card.
That flavor fail.
Yeah.
The flavor text on that card would have been brilliant.
So they came out with a Monty Python secret layer for those of you not in the know.
Yes, we're gonna.
It should have been Universes Beyond Monty Python. Could have had
Yeah.
Life of Brian cards.
Yeah.
We could have had
That's too much.
Magic's the card game that we all
The Flying Sheep.
We play and don't talk about.
we play and don't talk about, and they're doing crossover cards every month.
The rule is that we can't get technical.
You said
We can't get technical. We can acknowledge its existence.
it does
I could neither
exist.
confirm nor deny.
Speaking of live updates, Brent had a birthday.
It did.
Happy birthday to
President.
I was like, hold on, that might get demonetized. Copyright.
No, it's
Wait,
a
we're not even monetized, so
might
we
be-
good.
Wait,
Wait, we're not monetized. Bust out the Bismarck key.
does it work with like in reverse? Like, do we get
Where they pay
monetized
us
if
to stop singing.
if we break the copyright?
That's how I
times?
keep myself in
Yeah.
business.
But yeah, I had a birthday yesterday. I played my favorite Magic format on the computer because it's on the
What'd you
computer
build?
for the first time.
On a high level.
Jeskai aggro, just
Yeah, what's the commander?
Satya. So it's just
Oh,
turn
the same deck
sideways.
you're already playing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jess guy, huh? You watched Top Gun and had to go straight America.
Yeah, the American deck. It's the most American deck I've ever made in my life, for sure.
Shh.
Just so everyone is aware, Tom has been singing Top Gun songs all day.
I love logins, man.
all day.
And the other one, the other guy who makes songs for the movie.
Archer?
Yes. But yeah, I had a birthday yesterday. I'm trying to think of what other. I think that's my major life update for recently.
And it's a pretty good one.
Nice.
I'm
Do you,
older now. I
do you
made it.
feel old?
I do. Ish. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
A lot of the newer people that we have around the shop are much younger than I am, and it's like this is the first time I'm feeling that divide as a staff. It's like, oh, you don't get SpongeBob references. I don't know how to interact with you.
They
Yeah,
have,
you know, never mind. I'm not.
they have hip new lingo that you don't understand.
You know,
The Ohio Riz.
Wow.
the skippity toilet.
Yeah, we got there.
My favorite drop.
Yes, we do have several new people. A lot of them went off to college, so we hired some new ones. They're all not all that much younger than you, though.
Yeah.
I think Dylan is probably around your age,
Yeah.
but Luke and A.
I'll get to know him eventually.
definitely are. Guy, I think, is around your age too.
Cool.
Skippity toilet.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. I made it. It was an achievement. It was an accomplishment. Yeah. I couldn't have done it without your hard work and your dedication to the cause.
Your parents.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah. They set me off on a journey that I didn't sign up for, but I'm here and I'm doing it anyway.
Well done.
Cool.
Give me two of them.
Any life updates from Brian?
It's been a couple weeks, I guess, right? I got
Yep.
COVID for a week.
Right. That was also part of why it's been 3 weeks. since we-
I got it real bad for the first couple of days, and then I just kept testing positive many days later, so I had to miss out on some work. And then in the meantime, I got the platinum trophy for Diablo 4 on PlayStation
Cool.
because there was a lot of sitting around,
Yeah.
and I only had a couple left that were rather annoying, so
They
I
were
just
very close.
buckled down. It was the thing, and then as soon as I was done, it was like, I guess I'm done. What do I do with my life now?
The expansion comes out later this year.
Hey, I'm gonna stop playing until the expansion.
Yeah, me
comes out.
too. But once that comes out, we gotta fucking get on.
We will fucking get on that.
we get on that. I haven't actually played Diablo. It's not a me thing, but I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it.
I mean, I've been playing since Diablo was the only game out, so
Oh, gotcha.
I am old.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I started playing at 3.
Oh, college football came out since the last time we've
That's
had a
true. Actually, all
podcast.
the internet needs are-
Yes,
yeah.
I've been.
I will not play it.
NCAA fake football.
Yes, I've been playing that
Wait, it's a
lot.
game?
Yeah, for the first time in 10 years.
NCAA season started.
I mean, you guys
were
just kept
talking about
saying
football then.
you kept saying college football like
Yes, college football, the
Is that
video
the name
game.
of the game?
College football
And it goes to,
25, I think.
Texas biblical school now.
none of that is things I care about, so no.
Texas Divinity School.
Anyway, that's what I've been playing recently, other than
Is
the
college
card game
football?
is college football. Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of people play it on the internet, seeing clips, and I think the funniest thing I've seen about it so far is people talking about going down to Liberty University, changing up the program so much that it's technically considered an HBCU now.
I have heard about that, yes.
Oh
I
gosh.
think what you meant is they're liberalizing them,
Oh gosh.
So it would be an improvement.
bringing some liberty down there.
Oh gosh.
So moving on.
Yeah. So anyway,
So we watched Top Gun.
What we did what?
Well, both Top Guns actually.
yes,
Some of you
Surprise
did.
duology.
it was 2 weeks.
It was
and-
Bren's choice for Top Gun Uno.
Right.
Yes.
And
But
it-
how could we leave the brilliant and emotional, complex story about a father and son finished?
I'm
Yep.
sorry, what movie did you watch?
You didn't watch the movie, so you can't even know.
Yeah, Maverick. It's
They're right.
So anyway, there were
I
two
watched the
Top
first
Gun
one.
it's a
movies.
heart wrenching tale.
Yeah.
They play Great Balls of Fire twice.
So let's start with one. What did you think? You hadn't seen it before.
I hadn't seen either of these before, so that's why I picked the first one, because it's one of those movies that like everyone's like, you've seen Top Gun if you like movies. It's like, oh man, I'm a fake fan who doesn't like movies then. So now I can say I like movies again.
So have you seen Edge of Tomorrow?
I have.
We're trying to talk about Top Gun.
Anyway.
Gosh.
So for Top Gun, I really liked the first one. I thought it was fun. When I wasn't expecting going into the second one to have that emotional attachment that I did. It was like, as I'm watching it, I'm getting like angry at how good the movie is, because I'm just so hyped to exist with this movie.
Back when America could make movies.
Right, in 2022.
Yep.
For the second one.
They did say it saved the film industry.
I guess so, because it was wild.
It was
Oh my
a
God.
summer blockbuster.
Yeah, the first summer.
One that you actually kind of wanted to go see in theaters because it was big, loud, and very nostalgic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Loggins.
So I like the first one. There was jets. Jets are cool. There was romance. Romance is cool.
What year did it come out?
1986. We just looked.
Oh, holy moly! So
I was not born yet.
That was my birth year, just to date myself.
Yeah. So how does it feel to be as old as Top Gun?
Like I was born in 1986 and named after a David Bowie movie. So I don't know what you want from me.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I thought it was Ziggy
thought
Stardust.
your name was Sarah.
it'd be a lot cooler if it was Labyrinth.
I don't know, that'd be
Me
hard
and
to
every
spell.
other girl that was born in 1986 who was also named Sarah. This speaks to Labyrinth's appeal.
The
Or
appeal of
something.
a cod piece at that crotch level the whole entire movie. While every time they look at a Muppet,
Every time.
Jim Henson was like pulling tighter.
I have a plan. This movie's gonna make billions.
I think it did.
So wait a minute. Who would you replace? Who would you keep as an actor in that movie if we replaced everyone with Muppets?
Oh, for Top Gun?
No, for laughing.
Top Gun Muppets, yes.
No, we already did that, and it's Tom Skerritt.
I don't know. I think Michael Ironside would be a good pick to be there, and then like have everyone else be Muppets.
Yeah, he's kind of just such a serious man.
Went below the hard deck.
Just animal up in the cockpit.
He's obviously the Rio. He's Bob in the second
Or
movie.
like,
Miss Piggy, you're not on my wing anymore.
I was surprised about how many people.
He's got to be the leader of the school.
Yeah. How many people I recognized in the movie? Because I like going in, it's like, this is a Tom Cruise movie. And then
Yes.
going in, it's like, oh, there's Val Kilmer. There's Meg Ryan's randomly in this movie, which I don't know if this was before or after she was like
I think it
doing
was like
stuff.
right on the cusp of her becoming
Gotcha.
famous. Because like right after that, she's gonna do Sleepless in Seattle, I think,
Gotcha,
and then
yeah.
into like Sweet Home Alabama, and that's the early 2000s.
Yeah, so this was.
Sweet Home Alabama. Are you sure that's Meg Ryan?
Yes, I know. It's not Meg Ryan. You're
No,
right.
it's not.
Reese
Also,
Witherspoon.
it's hilarious that you know that movie.
Why would I not? I watch a lot of movies.
I
Steel
was-
Magnolias is one of my favorite movies.
I was going to mention The Doors is shortly after that, I believe.
Yeah.
Because that's early 90s, I want to say.
Gotcha. So yeah, it was
With
cool
both
to
of them.
like see a bunch of people that like, oh, I know
And
that
Tom
person.
Skerritt.
And I guess Tom Skerritt.
He anchored that movie, FYI.
Oh
He
my
was the
God.
veteran actor of that movie.
Sure.
He was the adult.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
that's
the guy
right.
they were like, I don't know, people are going to see it if we don't bring in Tom Skerritt.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Top Gun 1?
It's very campy. I mean, I loved it. I've seen it throughout my life, but it was just a little. This time was like I'm paying more attention, but we're watching it to talk about it. It's like,
Right.
well, so I didn't just like wash over everything. It's like this is real cheesy, but
Yeah.
in the '80s, this was kicking. Like,
I mean, yeah, when I was a kid, it was everything, you know? You wanted to be a fighter pilot.
The amount of cutaways to just like we have an emotional conversation to have, and then immediate cutaway to like him driving a motorcycle, or like him like we think he's learned a life lesson, and him going around. It's like no, he didn't learn anything.
No, but I love how they make fun of that in the second movie, though,
Yeah.
because everything that happens is like a text message to him in the second movie.
I actually got. I'll talk about it
Yeah,
when we
we'll
get to the
cross that
second
bridge
movie,
when we get there. But
Because text messages were not a part of the first movie.
I thought about that too, and they're like, man, they really just slapped cell phones in there. I guess you kind of gotta.
Yeah.
it'd be weird if nobody had a cell phone in like 2000.
Too cool for cell phones, baby.
We got to attack this highly technical facility, but don't nobody make a cell phone call.
Yeah.
Was the year given for that movie 2007? I think it was just modern day, wasn't
I
it?
think, yeah. Yeah, I think it was. The second one's modern day.
Yep.
I think they're both technically modern day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep. But I like Top Gun. It was fun.
Look, I
The
read,
unknown enemy that they were like.
Yeah, the faceless.
Yeah.
what if I told you Top Gun was based on a true story?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Which one?
Ish.
Like, well,
Yes.
I guess
Based
Top
on.
Gun is an actual place.
No,
right?
no, I mean like the movie.
Yes, it
Top
is.
Gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the movie
No, like,
is
okay.
supposed to
No,
be.
I'm not
Tell
talking
me.
about that part of the movie.
Inform me of the ways, like just
So you're aware in Washington D.C. they have the Air and Space Museum, right?
yeah.
And in the Air and Space Museum, in the new annex that's out at the airport, they have an F-14 Tomcat, and it's painted up in the liveries of, I don't remember what the squadron was, it's not important, but it has a kill marker on it. And, you know, like, that's kind of weird because, like, when was the last time we fought a war against an enemy that had aircraft, right? Except for, I guess, the Iraqis. So what happened was in 1981? Yeah, 2 Libyan jets, forced a group of American jets, off course and then shot at them. And then the American jets returned fire and blew up one. And that's the plane. And that's what they're doing at the end of the movie Top Gun is the Gulf of Sidra incident.
Oh, okay.
And now you know.
And now you
Yes.
know.
And
We
yes,
learned.
the second
And knowing is half the battle.
is also based on a true story, too.
Interesting.
Cool. What about double football?
Oh yeah.
No, we're not talking about volleyball.
Actually, let's just go back and let's talk about how much sweat was in the first movie.
Oh, my God.
Sarah's favorite part of the movie.
No, it
every
is
scene
not.
is a dripping sweat.
Yes.
I was so concerned for their hydration levels the whole
I
time.
did
Also,
They're on the
speaking
knife edge
of
of danger.
no,
Do you understand? This is
speaking
what
of the
men do.
volleyball episode, by the way, who
volleyball
plays
episode.
volleyball in full
Jeans.
Scenes.
Look like
full
shorts.
full-legged jean
Tom
pants
Just
Cruise
weird
does.
stomach curls to show off their abs, just randomly.
to a bunch of other men?
Coordinated high fives, repeatedly just double
Yeah,
slapping.
windmill high fives.
Yeah.
That's the movie that made windmill high fives cool.
Hey guys, sorry, I got to go jump on my bike and meet this girl. Come on, man, one more game.
Not to mention, so yes, he plays volleyball in full jean pants,
Sorry, homie, I gotta
pulls
jump
his
on my
shirt on,
motorcycle.
puts his fur-lined leather coat on,
Yep.
drives over to her house where he's already late and is like, "Can I take a shower?" And she's like, "Who the? No."
Mid first course of the meal, she's
Yes.
eating a salad.
After he followed her into the bathroom, there were so many things about that
Oh, yeah,
movie
okay, yeah.
that made me
we gotta
mad.
take this in like chronological order. Let's talk about Animal Night first. What woman in their right mind is going to go to an establishment that is like advertising something called Animal Night?
It's
Where,
the, it's the 80s, baby.
yeah, but still.
They thought the Muppets band was playing.
Hey, there's a lot of sailors in here.
It's the Muppet Show tonight.
That'd be an awful lot of angry sailors if that's the USO show, the Muppets.
Also,
No, I'd be there.
as someone who was a sailor and who admittedly we as sailors like to sing, I have never been in a bar where a group of sailors who didn't know each other all started singing a real dumb song to one chick so that one guy could hook up with her.
Yeah, see,
they would all
but
be competing.
This
for
is
that
the difference
for one
between
night.
being a woman and being a man. We know, bro code. Got to help a buddy get hooked up.
Sure. I don't think me singing is going to be
None of
helping
those
anybody.
faces. were
I mean, yeah, I don't think I'm giving a lot of help either. But
I mean, they did it in both movies.
They
Did they really?
Yeah, they go back, and it's
Yeah.
Great Balls of Fire again.
Yeah.
no, she's talking about you've lost your love and
Love and
feeling.
Feeling, yeah.
Yeah, the love and feeling scene.
Which
Oh no, she's lost her love and feeling.
Yeah.
I did.
I think then we're all goose in that scene. No.
Yeah.
never in my life.
Again, it's just a very weird bar scene because it feels wrong.
Yeah. And then he follows her into the bathroom.
Yeah, which is it's also weirdly in the back of like some Navy building because that hallway they go through is like all Navy stuff on the wall, which implies to me that it's like a hallway in an office building for the Navy.
I think it's just a bar that's frequented by. You've been
What?
to
How
any
many
type of military
bars have you been in that have hallways
if
though?
you've been on
The
to
bathroom
any,
hallway.
if
Yeah, but this is like a thing off that hallway.
If you go to any bar on base, that's how it is. Which I'm guessing since they're in uniform, because you're not actually allowed to go to bars in uniform outside.
Well, then how come all the women are there?
They
I
work on
mean-
base.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you wear a floral gown, get up like that one woman at the beginning of that scene just to work at your day job before going to... Why would you even need to go to the bar at that point? You could have all the sailor you wanted.
Or they change and they want to get out of their
Or-
workspace.
So you come
ever
back on
socialized
base?
outside? Have you ever been to a bar?
Getting on base is hard.
Not if you work on base.
Also, not in the 80s. It was pretty easy to get on
That's
there.
pre 9/11, you're right.
I mean, we went to Norfolk, like my family went to Norfolk in the 90s, and we drove around on base. There were no military associations whatsoever, but I actually saw one of the ships I was eventually stationed on that trip. So, like, base security used to be kind of not very good. I mean, technically, it's still not great, but, like, it was real bad.
Yeah, and if you are a member of a terrorist group, don't listen to our podcast. I got you.
We need those views, man.
It's a lot of views in
We
Kandahar.
got to get remonetized.
Really,
We got to sing more songs. Yeah.
I don't need Ayatollah coin.
The opposite of copyright.
So they're very sweaty. Back
Yes.
to the.
The whole
I just-
movie
And what's
for no reason,
what's weird to me is that nobody on the flight line is sweaty. It's just the guys in CIC.
where it's always 45 degrees.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't have any air conditioning units in '86.
Except she was never
Except it's a
sweaty. It was
nuclear
always
ship, so
the men
yes.
just soaked.
You got to display how
Yeah.
hard they're working all the
There was
time.
only
yeah.
one woman in the movie. We're not going to get her sweaty. We got to use her for a lot of scenes. It's not
Yeah,
like there was
she
like
had to
a bunch
stay.
of female characters.
She had to stay dry so she could go film Witness right afterwards.
Yes, the hit movie Witness.
She's like, hold up, I got to be Amish in an hour.
Gotta stay clean.
I gotta save my sweat for when I churn butter.
Now
Can you
then,
take my breath away?
one thing about her character though is she is based on an actual
Mm-hmm.
female flight instructor in Top Gun, whose code name was actually Legs, and she's super famous.
Why'd they
amongst-
call her legs?
Yeah, why? Explain that to us.
I think
I
the
am
scene where she's
ignorant.
walking in and the stockings pretty much covers.
What?
Because that's
Oh,
what she
I didn't
did.
notice. I don't see gender.
Because that's 100% how she walked around
I just
there.
thought that was the new military uniform, was just high heels and leggings.
Imagine
Yeah.
being attacked.
Cameron would have been great in high heels and leggings.
He really would have.
Yeah.
Vintage
I
Valkyrie.
don't know, man.
John
Imagine
Hamm.
getting marched on by a bunch of people in high heels and leggings. Just,
What are you
oh my god, they are
Hang on a minute.
vicious,
Did you just describe the Belgian army?
fierce.
So then, immediately following this movie and the fade to black, you then have the intro again where they explain what Top
For
Gun
you,
is.
for the rest of us, it was like 11 years later.
Sure. And then
11?
21 years later.
it was a long time later.
Forgot about the 2010s.
But
40 something years later?
I know I watched both
No,
recently.
30.
But it was like no time had passed because like it's like Tom Cruise looks the same. I know a bunch of the other people don't.
Yeah, and he paid a lot of money to Xenu to look that way.
Sure, but it's like it looked like it was just like a continuation, like vibes, art direction.
Yeah,
like, it was
but the
just,
problem is
like,
I have a lot more problems with the second movie. Yeah,
Was
like it conceptually as a film.
I don't know. I was hooked in from the moment that
They
like,
just redid Top Gun.
but
If you
like-
like the first one, you like the second
Weirdly
one.
sloppily though.
like the moment he like is in the test plane is
Go-
like going to Mach
gotta go Mach 10, yeah.
And
Mach-
everyone's
Gotta go
like,
Mach
oh, he did
10.1.
Mach 10. And the moment that the guy was
Look,
like,
Logan's-
you shouldn't do 10.1 or 10.2,
like-
and Tom Cruise was like,
Yeah, right.
No, I won't do that. And then immediately, like Maverick's like, oh, we're just gonna go.
Wait a
little bit
minute.
further.
How old is Tom Cruise in this movie? How old is he supposed to be? Because I'm fairly
He's old enough to have like a 10-year-old stepkid.
okay. Because they don't
Or
let
even
you
older, maybe.
fly after a certain amount of time
But
because
he's
of
Maverick.
the.
He's special.
Yeah, that's
So-
why the Navy needs him.
He's like
You guys can't
in-
see me rolling
in the
my eyes, but
movie-
they can.
who's that guy? Robin Olds. He's like Robin Olds. Like they need him. He's so good.
they go over it in the movie.
Yeah, in the movie, he is now a test pilot for stuff instead of a fighter pilot.
No.
There's a scene where he sits down with the admiral, and the admiral's like berating him. He's
That's
like,
John Hamm.
30 years in the dang Navy, and you're still a captain. You should be a 2-star admiral by now, but here you are, accommodation, but you're always messing up.
And we call
What the
that
heck are you doing here, Pete Mitchell?
Foreshadowing, folks.
Yeah.
Oh my
I also kept
god.
forgetting his name, so whenever they don't call him Maverick, I'm like, who are you talking
Yeah,
about?
hey, Pete. Who the heck is Pete?
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
reason they call it Top Gun Maverick and not Top Gun
Pete Mitchell.
the movie would have been way better if his call sign had just been Pete.
Well, I mean, we have a man like that in the second one,
Yeah,
Bob.
But
No, what's
Bob
your-
was the main character for all the movies. No charisma, Bob.
So yeah, I loved the second one, like even more so than the first.
Look, I
one
love
for
it
me.
too, but it's sloppy.
I also like the second one more.
And like the emotional
No, I
beats
like the
of
first
like
one more.
I know Val Kilmer's had a lot of medical issues, so he
Yeah,
was,
well, for Sarah's sake, let's discuss how they worked Val Kilmer into this
Yes,
movie. And
'cause he's the
also
only
how
one
they
I
got
cared
around
about
his
in these
medical
movies.
issues.
for a lot of the movie he's just texting.
Yeah, you never actually see him on screen for most of the movie.
And then he goes to visit
I mean-
him towards the end of his life.
You
in the
just
movie.
see him once. You see a picture of him, and that's how you find out he made it to Admiral of the Pacific Fleet.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
commander
Yes,
of
he's the
Pacific.
guy.
Pacific.
That's why Maverick is back, is because he's requested him specifically.
Yeah, everybody's trying to get Pete Mitchell out of the Navy, but
Yes, except for
Iceman's
us.
got his
Why?
back.
Right.
Yeah.
Admiral
Yeah.
Iceman.
The amount of
'Cause
military
Kazansky.
problems I've had with the
You
first
got
movie.
So I had the same, but I just had to let it go. I was like, "This is not. If you want to sit here and nitpick it, you're not going to have
Look,
fun with
it
these
was
Written
movies."
by a guy like me.
making me crazy.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm like, I don't know, Captain. That's the same as in the Army, right?
So Iceman is alive.
Yes, and he's Admiral of the Pacific Fleet.
Yeah.
He's
and,
7th Fleet.
Yes.
And he's the reason why Maverick still has a job. Oh man, it's raining.
Yeah, actually, he's Maverick's only protection. Everybody, even John Hamm, wants to fire him.
I mean, so basically the exact
And
same
also,
as the
they
first
put Ed
one.
Harris in the movie for 10 seconds to just as another guy to yell he
but
should be fired.
He says one of my favorite things in the whole movie, which is for reasons known only to the God Almighty, you're being called back to Top Gun, and then like
Cutscene.
Ralph Guitar
You're-
puts up in it, and
This is
Oh
what I was
my
talking
God.
about it being a sloppily made movie. In the sense, like, why did you introduce this character and then never really discuss him ever again after that?
Who? John Hamm?
Harris. No,
oh, Ed.
Harris.
I think it was meant to.
I mean, he's the Pentagon guy.
Yeah,
They explain it when they're talking about like they're going to
Then
cut
why
our funding.
waste a high caliber actor on a role
It's
like
meant
that?
to.
It's called a
convey
cameo,
the
big dog.
sense of, like obsolete, our obsolescence with actual fighter pilots, because his whole thing is like
Drones and
I
AI and
wanna
all
buy a
that.
bunch
Yeah.
of drones. You
Yeah,
don't
this
need
is
a
the
job
same conundrum
anymore.
about missiles and guns from the first movie.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like, and also like Ed Harris, I'm pretty sure just wanted to be in a Top Gun movie. Like I
Do
don't
you think he's a Top Gun fan? I don't know.
I think he's a Top Gun.
I don't
guy.
see it.
I'm not going to
surprised.
speculate on Ed Harris's opinions on Top Gun.
I'm surprised
is
he's
what
still alive.
The show we have
personally.
is for.
We could talk about the movie.
There's a scene where
No, they
Maverick-
strong armed him into Top Gun.
Yeah.
Maverick's
He was just there for
at
the check.
bar, and all the new recruits because the reason he's being called back to Top Gun is
Oh,
not to
no.
fly, but is to teach the new class.
Wait, wasn't he teaching at the end of the
Yeah,
first
but
one?
only for 2 months.
Which
They go over that as
Yeah,
Didn't
well.
they
even
fired
make
him.
sense
He
because
was-
that's not how that works.
Somebody should have watched the movie.
Yeah, I know.
He said he was.
I have so many questions
Hang on a minute.
that were explained in the movie.
Hang on a minute, guys. 4 people in this podcast, 1 Navy person, Didn't watch the movie.
Look, there is a
She lived
line of Tom Cruise that I can go up to, and Top Gun was way over it in the first place.
And
All right,
hey,
so-
how dare you? Department of the Navy, sir.
So next week we're watching Cocktail, and then after
No,
that,
So
you don't get to pick next week's anyway.
the scene I really enjoyed,
Department of the
which
Navy, sir.
technically had Iceman communicating those over text, was
Okay.
he's in the bar and he's like, man, what the heck am I doing here over text? He's like, well, like, are they ready? And he's like, no, they're awful. He's like, well, that's why you're there. And I'm like, and I started to tear up. I'm like, oh, that's so good and wholesome. And it's
oh,
like,
and the bit about Rooster when he finds out about Rooster.
yeah, that too. And it's like, so the son of his partner from the first movie. Who
Oh, spoiler alert!
Son of Goose, Rooster.
Yes,
Yeah.
in case you weren't aware.
I am Rooster, son of Goose.
Wait,
He does
those
look all
are
like
not
him.
the same thing.
Miles
Okay.
Miles Teller.
Miles Teller.
Oh, okay.
but he pulls it off.
Yeah,
What's
got the mustache.
Yeah, the mustache is all you needed.
What's Hangman's actor's name?
Oh,
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell. Yeah, the guy who looks
Powell.
like Michael Fassbender.
The new Iceman.
Yeah.
The pretty face that you love to
He
hate,
always leaves you out to dry.
but then he comes and saves you in the end.
I
Off
love
topic.
that his helmet thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the H blank MN whatever.
Yeah, it's like a mid game
Yeah,
of
hangman.
hangman of the word hangman is his helmet, and it's like that's cool. That's cheesy. But that's
All
cool.
you've done is prove to me that I'm not sorry to not have watched this.
It's better than the first
no,
one.
it's
I
good.
mean,
the
that's
first
not
one.
a high bar.
It's good.
It's still better.
But I don't think
it's
it's better.
enjoyable.
I still think it's
You
better.
just got to go in, let all that Navy crap
No.
go out of your
Yeah,
brain,
yeah,
and be
yeah.
like, I'm here for a remake of a crappy '80s movie that's a little fun, little romp
Well, see,
through
Right.
jets
Perhaps
and
what they should have done is had him join the Space Force because then nobody could.
Top
have
Gun
had a problem
3,
with it.
going to Mars. Got to go
Maverick,
save.
Wait.
You can't get out of the atmosphere.
Maverick has to go save Matt Damon.
Sarah, do you have
and
questions
also a
about
cameo by
this
Will
movie?
Smith.
What happened to Iceman? That's really the only thing I care about.
He dies.
He has medical issues.
Yeah, so
mirroring the
eventually
ones he has
one
in real
scene.
life.
Let me set this.
Spoiler alert.
So one scene.
yes, spoiler alert.
After Maverick gets in trouble for taking the group off campus to go play football on the beach.
Double football.
We'll cross that bridge.
Wait.
They redo the volleyball scene with
Wait,
football.
but
It's a like
if
team
they're in
building.
Top Gun, where is the beach?
They're on Coronado. They're on North Island.
Why?
Yes,
that's
it
not
does
where
take
Top
place in
Gun is.
I know.
San Diego. No.
What?
Miramar's in San Diego already. The first movie was also in San Diego.
Top Gun isn't in California anymore.
Yeah, they moved it to like Arizona.
But
It's
nobody
in
wants
Nevada.
to see a bunch of miles of
Nevada.
desert.
It's at Area 51.
Okay, you know what? Tonight, go
aliens
home and
are?
imagine the volleyball scene, but just put like a terrible casino in the background, and you tell me if you'd watch that movie.
I don't think there's casinos in Fallon. It's in.
Yeah, but it's so flat and empty, you could see Vegas from anywhere.
They had to go back to San Diego. It's Fighter Town, USA,
I mean,
baby.
literally, it's called Fighter Town.
I mean, sure.
Also,
but,
North Island
like,
doesn't
Something
have
I
like
named the
F-18s
place.
on it, really.
I mean, that's where the carriers are based.
Oh, Brian,
Yeah, I went to school on North Island. I was stationed there.
That's where, that's where the Stennis
Oh,
was
that's
till
where all
we
the
went to
stats
Bremerton.
loaders are. Just lined up on the runway like
So,
planes.
A little
Tom,
cool.
what happened to Iceman?
Okay, so yes, he got in trouble for taking them off
Thank
campus
you.
because John Hamm found them off campus, and he's like, no, that's the last straw for you, Maverick. So Maverick gets summoned to Iceman's house to go talk to him because he's gonna quit. And Iceman, he eventually comes over, and Iceman's wife's like, oh, it's good to see you, Maverick. Like, he's waiting for you in the like office. So he goes in and
Well, they preface his sickness too, which I thought was
Yes.
nice. Like, because in real life, Falcon
Right.
she's like, he can barely talk now. The sickness is back.
Aw.
yeah. So he goes in, he's sitting there in his office, and like Maverick talks to him, but he like types on the computer that's next to him and reads it. And they have this big heart to heart about like, no, you got to like stick it out because like only you can lead the kids through this mission without getting them all killed.
Well, he actually talks to him. He speaks to him at the end of their like
Right,
getting up to
I
say
know
goodbye. He's like,
that.
the Navy needs you.
I hate this so much.
And
but
then
okay.
the next, like almost the next immediate scene, they're putting him in the ground.
Yeah,
And
Wow.
it's just like that stupid scene from Call of Duty where you have to press F to pay respect.
He slams his wings into the coffin top.
yeah.
They give a big salute, a flyby with the missing plane formation.
No 21 gun salute.
You got an airplane salute. It's pretty good.
How about 21 missile salute?
It depends on the level. Wait a minute. This is all okay. I guess that's fine because that makes
So
it a
and
lot
then that's
easier
what
on
like
Val
turns him.
Kilmer.
Now he's like, I got to do it because it's the last thing Iceman wanted me to do.
oh my god. I'm still confused about the Coronado thing. So
You had to get the volleyball scene. They had to get their shirts off.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is looking good for 50 something.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And then they got all the young folks who are all like sweatied up in six packs
But-
and
Cool football.
football in both
Yeah,
directions.
let's talk about double football.
wait. But where on Coronado Island? I mean,
There's the beaches. I used to have to run those in the morning.
Not the beaches, but
That's the
isn't
most
it all
unbelievable part of that
based?
scene.
Like how, like isn't the whole thing based? That's what I thought.
There's beach on base, but also you can run around the gate.
I do
But he
think
was
though
saying that he got in trouble for taking him
I think
off
it's off
base.
base actually because isn't that?
but I mean, there's
houses.
Hotel Dell. Hotel Dell is like literally abutting the.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
we used to like run around the
Yeah.
gate. The fence goes into the water. We would like run out in the water,
Yeah.
go run down the Coronado Beach while people were like still drunk out on the beach. Go do
sorry
sit-ups
for
in the
your
waves.
the least believable part of that scene was nobody's running PT in the background.
you do PT in the morning. It was like mid-afternoon.
The
Or
only people on this base are the like 12 people that are.
Yeah,
part
exactly.
of
And John Hamm,
And John Hamm. Yeah.
Seriously?
It's like,
AKA
there's no one
Cyclone.
else.
That's where
I don't know if you guys
that's
know that
where
he got
the
call signs,
carriers
but-
are based, and
they don't show any of the base really.
No.
Yeah. No. It's just
He
like-
rides his motorcycle to a house, which looks a lot like the other house, and
Yeah.
Oh my god!
she takes him on a sailboat.
Wait,
Yeah.
is it the same chick?
No,
That's
some
the
other
best
chick
part.
he's been
No.
hooking up with the whole time. They like replace her.
So, yeah, it's like,
Jennifer Connelly.
they
this
apparently
time.
like had a relationship,
Yeah.
and then almost after the movie ends, they break up, and he starts dating.
It's because
this chick.
It's because he's a foot shorter than her.
Yes, apparently. And this chick has like a child from somebody else. That's why I said he's like a stepdad now. And like he apparently has like this years long relationship with her, and then just leaves in the middle of the night.
Yeah, he keeps dumping her to go on do Navy stuff.
Yeah, you know, because like you can't have a woman and do Navy stuff.
My
God forbid.
You're gonna.
one
Let,
scene
I'm not
I
gonna be
wanted
home
to
at
talk
5 if I'm
about-
doing Navy stuff.
about the relationship was
Okay.
there's a moment after they spend the night or whatever that she's like, oh, my daughter's gone for the night. It's fine. You can stay
That's a
here.
great scene.
And she ends up coming home because the friend is sick. And she's like, okay, you have to sneak out the window. And he's like, what?
He starts going down the stairs, and she's like, "No, what are you doing?"
Yeah, you have to sneak out the window. I have to be a good example for my daughter. This is a first date. And he's like, it's not a first
But also,
date.
like, she doesn't want to give the daughter the false impression that they're back together at
Right.
this point.
So-
because they're not. They're on their way.
It's
now,
a
you know.
scene where she's like shooing him out the window, and it immediately cuts to a black figure like being like falling from the house that I thought was him, but it's like his shirt.
Yeah.
So like it lands so gracefully, and then
He
like
can fly, but only in a jet.
right. So it's like a moment of like, oh god, he just died, and then it's like he
Movie over. Yeah. Second funeral scene.
he starts climbing down the house. I'm like, oh, okay, that wasn't his body. And then the moment he like picks up his shirt and looks up, the daughter's just like staring at him like,
Like, who is
She's like
this
a child with the
climbing out of my
corn.
mouth?
Oh, she knows who he is.
Because she's like, "Don't break her heart again."
Oh my
Yeah.
god! So she just watched him.
He just
climb
jumps-
out the window.
Yeah.
Subtle.
Imagine just watching some dude climb out of your mom's bedroom window.
After he ragdolled his shirt down,
Yeah,
and everyone
exactly.
thought he
I mean,
died.
look, he looked like he was post. You know what I mean? He had his hair a little.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Aren't they a little old to be?
she takes him sailing in like the San Diego Bay or wherever that
Which
was.
looked kind of nice.
It looked terrifying.
It did look terrifying.
She's like, I'm gonna go sail my boat, and I'm gonna bring this guy who's never been on a sailboat before out to like in these
Navy.
insane wind, and it's like she's like, oh, I go get the jib, hoist the mainstay. He's like, huh? She's like, I thought you were in the
I did
Navy.
appreciate all the references of nautical terminology compared to aircraft terminology. Now for the afterburners.
Yeah, oh jeez.
and the whole time he was like, I don't know how to sail. I launch from ships. I don't like pilot.
Yeah, I land on
Yes.
ships.
This is they had to add that in because some guy who's in the writing room was like, people always think I can swim, but even though I was in the Navy, but I was on the land the whole time.
Which there are
Yeah,
quite
land
a
guys.
few former sailors and probably current sailors who, like, you have to pass a swim test, and that's barely making it. Like,
Well, there
If
has
the
to
ship
be
go
people
down-
posted in Chicago to man the pier.
okay, sure.
Yeah, it's far away from the ocean.
No, I get it because it's the Navy Pier, and yes, thank you
Yes.
for that moment.
There's another unnamed bad guy in this movie that has nuclear stuff.
Oh, yes.
We need to stop
Thinly
the
veiled
nuclear-
Iran.
We need the nuclear stuff to stop. So they have to fly an impossible mission.
Yeah, so, so you could remember the Death Star trench run vaguely, right?
Sure.
So
A
imagine
real-life
that, but
event.
the canyon.
Based on true events.
It is based on a true story, actually. So imagine instead the canyon is like it snakes, and they have to do it at like minimum altitude, going as fast as possible. Then they have to like precision drop a bomb on like a target this big.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were we watching
Twice.
Top Gun or Star Wars?
Yeah.
And then they
and then
use
the
the Force.
Thai advance comes in. And he's like, "I have you now." Oh, too easy.
What? What?
That actually kind of happened. In this
Hang on.
movie.
And then Han Solo shows up and saves her. Like, for real.
It's like
What
flying
the-
like a C-130,
Yeah.
What aircraft are they using? in
F-18s.
this?
F-18s,
Yeah.
versus what appears to be F-22s for some reason. and one Tomcat. We'll talk about
Hey, F-18s are good. Those things are
They
pretty
are.
versatile
Well, I
little
guess
plane.
they could do that. I
Because
don't
there's
know if
like
I'd want to.
anti-air missiles, so they have to
Yeah,
fly
all on, like- in a
under a certain
classic
threshold.
bad
I'm
guy
sorry,
scenario.
Is this Vietnam?
Hang on a minute. In a classic bad guy scenario, they fortified everything around the valley, but obviously they were like, no one's going to be dumb enough to fly through the valley. We don't need to put any weaponry down there.
But they have to go fast because if they go slow, then the enemy fighter pilots will have time to like catch up to them and kill them.
Yes,
They'll,
one thing is
they'll
that
scramble
there's
intercept
Gen 6
fighters, and
which are like the more advanced.
Gen 5. They say it like
Gen
9,000 times in the movie.
Yeah. Well, you're right. Yes, we're all on Gen 6 already, but yes, you're right. Gen 5 fighters, which suspiciously look like
I thought
Raptors.
you said this was supposed to be Iran because
They don't have those, I don't think.
I was gonna say, don't they?
the
Iran's got
incident
like
that this
the
is based on
F-14s.
also happened in.
They do have
1991.
F-14s in this movie.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you about this. They do the mission. They go training for the mission 1st, and none of the students can do it right. And he's like, "These
Yeah,
are the
in fact, nobody can
parameters.
do it right.
Nobody can do it." And then John Hamm shows up. He's like, "I'm scrapping it. You're gonna get longer." And everybody's like, "You're gonna die if you do that." And Maverick's like, "Guess what? I'm Maverick." Gets in his plane,
Steals a plane.
unauthorized, like Russian, does the whole thing
that guy.
under the time limit,
Oh,
makes it
yeah.
happen. Like, see, it's possible.
Technically,
They're like,
the
"Fine,
airspace
you're in the
is
mission
clear.
now."
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, because he did the mission. He was the only one that did
Oh
the
yeah, I
mission
didn't
before
finish.
they
So
left.
after bombing that little square, they then have to pull like a 10G turn up to avoid hitting like a mountain crater side, and then they have to escape via the missiles and
The SAM,
dogfighting.
all the SAM sites that they were
Yeah.
avoiding are now like, "Hey, look at
And
you."
they have to do it with 3 jets, a 2-seater, and 2 1-seaters to fly cover for it. And then they have to fly that rotation twice because they have to.
4 jets.
First, they have to. No, it's 3.
They both have a laser guide. It's 2 pairs of 2.
It's 2 pairs of 2.
No, it's 2 pairs of 3.
No, it's 2 pairs of
Okay,
2.
whatever.
Bro, did you watch the movie?
Yes!
You said you watched it so many times.
One plane
On a
is-
plane!
One plane's the Force plane where you get the Luke Skywalker sense of where to shoot the missile.
Yes.
And then the other plane is the one that shoots the missile.
But isn't that the job of the guy in the back seat to aim that thing?
If the second plane, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So why?
I don't know.
You got the guy in the back of the second plane is operating the FLIR or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
he's the radio intercept officer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have a single seater up front dropping the bombs. I don't know why they didn't just put the bombs on
That's-
both
yes.
planes, but
Or why they didn't put him on the plane that does the bombing.
and I'm pretty sure every F-18 can be equipped with a FLIR pod.
Yes.
So,
But only one of them was a 2-seater.
yep.
They wanted
I'm
6
assuming that would be-
people to be a part of the scene and not
Yeah.
4.
You can't have a whole
and
cast of
not
all these
8.
people. Yeah.
They need actually what it was is they need a reason to not invite Hangman.
But
That's fair.
they kind of do invite him to the party. He's in reserve.
Yeah.
All right, so let's progress the story. All right, so now you know what the mission is, and they're targeting a nuclear facility that's going to build enriched uranium, like I don't know, buzzwords.
So they're going to blow up a uranium facility.
It's underground too.
Yes.
Yes.
So they got to like do
So the
multiple
first
hits.
bomb is
So they're
supposed
going
to
to blow up a uranium facility
Yes.
underground.
It's
That
under
seems-
construction. They haven't quite started yet.
I mean, is there uranium there? Because I feel like
It's on schedule to be delivered there to start processing at some point. So that's
Yes.
why they have a timeline to train everybody in like 3 weeks because they're going to turn the plant online. So we need to
I'm
go
sorry,
get it.
they waited till 3 weeks before the uranium.
That's when the
fac-
intel came in. Come on, man.
Oh
you
my
got to just
God.
suspend this disbelief for this
I was
excitement.
gonna say, this is a movie about the Navy, not about the CIA. Come back later.
Oh my God. Okay. So they have or have not flown this mission at this point in the movie.
We are.
We're jumping around quite a bit.
No, I believe we're commencing the mission because we want to talk about the F-14. So, they commence the mission. They go through it. Everything goes swimmingly so far. They make the 10G turn out of the canyon.
With the 100-year-old pilot in there.
yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
In fact, he's the first one to do it. So
Yep.
they know that it's safe for the young people.
And one of the other pilots is Goose, is Rooster, who's Goose's son.
Yeah,
and they have a.
there was some drama whether or not Hangman or Rooster was going to be the last guy on the mission, and like technically Hangman was a better score, but he chose Rooster.
Also, Rooster and Maverick have a little beef
Yeah,
because Maverick was pulled. Rooster wants to follow in his dad's footsteps, applies to go to Naval Academy in Annapolis. Maverick pulls denies the packet somehow, pulls it from and sets him 4 years behind because he didn't want him to die just like his dad. And so,
For God's sake.
Andy killed his dad. So then they have
Right.
there's this
The
little
classic
emotional.
Men had talked. They would have solved this scenario.
No, but instead they get into a weird Cobra fight with their F-18s in training where they
a weird
Yeah.
inverted
they play a game
divide.
of chicken towards the ground basically, and
So the 50-year-old and an 18-year-old decide.
I mean he's a
like
college
20
graduate, Top
something,
Gun
yeah.
graduate.
Yeah.
There's at least 20-year difference there. And
Oh, yeah.
they're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
play chicken in F-18s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the kid that they put on the piano,
This
and
is
the fact
why I
they
don't watch these
reused that
movies.
scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway,
No.
they get out and they are getting the missile starts trying to shoot him down, and then Maverick saves Rooster eventually because he runs out of flares.
Yeah, Rooster runs out of flares and Maverick.
And then
does
Maverick
like
does his little
yeah.
classic brake maneuver.
Yep.
Gets in front of the missile, shoots his flares, but then gets hit, and then he crashes, and then Rooster's got to go back to save him.
Yeah, Maverick's now on the. So you
Now
remember,
they're on the ground with no
you
planes.
remember the crappy movie Behind Enemy
Yeah,
Lines
both-
with
Yep.
Owen Wilson from like the early 2000s?
Yeah.
It's the plot of that now.
Yeah, both of their planes get shot down for saving the
Oh,
other
no,
person.
There's a cool scene where like Maverick's behind a log and he's like been running from a helicopter that's like chasing him. He's like, I think I'm safe. And then the helicopter's like right next to him, and like it's about to machine gun him with their guns, and then it blows up because Rooster hits it with a missile as he flies by
Did you just say he's hiding behind a log?
Yeah.
from a helicopter. Yeah,
It's like a big
from a
tree.
hind D.
I'm not sure it's a hind because it has two barrels, which is not a
but,
hind.
but it's got the
would have.
double bubble.
It's
Yeah,
got
no,
a big.
played
a lot
it's
of
big
helicopter
tree.
simulators.
It has
back in
two
the late-
barrels and a hind only has the single.
How
Name it
many
cannon now.
trees are in this?
But this is the 2017 version.
It's
of the
like
hind.
a-
Who knows, like-
The hind
It's like a
is not-
foresty area, but this particular area has enough room for a helicopter. And
in
this,
Iran.
Of course,
It's not
they
Iran.
don't tell you who the
It's
bad
in
guy
the
is.
mountains. It's got like snow, and yes, they do have snowy mountainry, like alpine territory in
Yes,
Iran.
but like
It's unknown enemy.
And it's also right on the
Location.
coast.
yeah, which is also
Because they
in
fly
Iran.
out of there real quick,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, Tabriz, and the.
So they go on a little-
the Zagros Mountains.
They go on a little adventure. They go to the airport that they previously had blown up with a first strike. They like blow up the airport so people can't scramble their fighters to intercept
enemy
them.
air.
oh, okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
the enemy military base. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
they
doesn't
crater
sound
bomb
like
the
They sneak on.
Launching
Holy
war.
moly!
I love-
They got a leftover F-14.
The-
We got to get out of here. Let's fire this bad boy up.
Yeah, they sure do.
First response,
do
okay, we're
not.
shot down behind
Yes.
enemy lines.
It's
What
so-
do we do? Go right to the enemy base.
And
I don't expect that.
the whole time, Rooster is like, "What ancient piece of garbage is going to like? What is this?" And
and
there's like,
Maverick's all excited too. He's like, "Oh yeah, I got us now, baby. We're fine."
and like Maverick's like, "Oh, just flip the breaker," and he looks, and there's like hundreds of breakers behind him, and he's
see
like,
what
"What
I-
are you talking about?"
What does that mean? Flip the breaker. Oh,
For,
just
like, the
turn,
radio-
Just turn it on.
Yeah.
The keys are probably in
No,
the visor. Like
Oh, the
what?
best part, so it's hooked up to like the whatever the APU starting units are, and like without any explanation, Goose has to go and undo them while he's firing up the engines.
He tells him to pull the pins and take
Yeah,
it
he-
off.
he
It's a
explain-
minor. There's about
he's a-
20 seconds of explanation of how to fire this thing up, and then they're in, and they're like, "All right."
Yeah.
Oh no, we blew up the runway. Ah, crap. Oh, hold on. Hold on to your butts.
And it's
First of all, thank God we left this aircraft fully armed and fueled.
Fueled, armed with
It's a-
bullets.
Just a small problem.
it's
in the
important to
radar.
know that it's not about the plane; it's about the pilot.
Yeah.
And so
Who's in the box?
Definitely can
Yeah.
read the Arabic that I'm sure it's all written in at this point.
it's just
because
vibes
It's
at
in
this point.
Arabic.
There's no way they left it in
Right, but
English.
I don't think that that's what they would have in Iran.
You're missing the point here. We get to see an F-14 near the end of the movie with
Yeah.
Tom Cruise once again
Look.
at the stick.
It's
It's
Tom.
not as
Not only that,
exciting.
but-
I've seen F-14.
In
My ship was the
F-14
last one that ran F-14.
That kills two raptors somehow.
Yeah, he.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, baby.
So they're flying along, obviously, and they're like, "Oh God, what if the enemy finds us?"
And their radio doesn't work
We're
because
dead
he does.
'cause-
Rooster doesn't know how to do all the.
yeah, there's one breaker that's tripped, and he can't find it among the hundreds that are in there.
I mean,
And two raptors pull up on them, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have radio." The classic, like you know,
Because they
"Oh,
have
we're-"
the insignia of.
yeah, the Iranian
the
Air Force or whatever.
fake foreign
Bad
power
guys,
that
yeah.
are fighting.
And they're
Commies.
Also, I think at this point, doesn't Rooster turn on his like locator radar? So like
Yes.
they
Yeah.
have an IFF.
So the good guys know that they're flying again. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, he's alive, but he's going Mach 3."
Wait a minute. Like they're carrying
Supersonic
a tracking
speed.
device?
They have it on. It's on their
Yeah,
flight
it's like-
suit
it's
or
on their
something.
flight
thing
suit.
that
yeah.
helps down pilots be found.
That's not how that works.
It's magic.
It's a movie.
It's a magic
God.
locator.
So then the two dragons that are following their Tomcat breathe fire at him.
Yeah.
That's
So anyway,
Then
they win
Smaug shows
because
up.
top dragon.
Tom Cruise does Tom Cruise things.
Oh yeah,
win.
they try to like fake like, "Oh no, we're with you guys," and they're like kind of buying it, and then like for some reason Tom Cruise is just like, "I don't know, they're not buying it," so he like gets behind one of them, just machine guns it and blows it up.
There was a cool moment in that fight where he uses the falling debris of the first.
Tell me when there's smoke in the air.
yeah, of the first jet to like block the missiles from the second one. I'm like, that was cool.
It was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
I don't know
The
how he
flight
did
scenes
that.
were actually pretty.
Flight scenes are good.
Of the whole movie. I think
Because
were
real
excellent.
people who know how to fly them are
Yeah.
probably doing the flying, I'm sure. But
Well,
like,
I hope so.
Interesting story.
I don't know what I'm doing.
they just like
All
let Tom Cruise
right,
play
Mr.
with
Cruise,
them.
here are the keys.
Man, this plane budget is getting crazy.
Yeah.
We keep crashing these stupid things. Tom Cruise don't know how to do anything.
Budget, man, the insurance for Tom Cruise is crazy.
Yeah,
He does some stunts.
hey, that's Top Gun Maverick. Oh, and then they run out of flares.
Finish the movie.
They go. They do a dogfight.
Yeah, so now it's
They
the
run out of
one
stuff.
between the
There's
Gen
some
5 and
Kenny
Gen 4
Loggins
fighters.
movie or song at the end. There's a Lady Gaga song
Rooster
at the
finally
end.
finds the missing breaker and hits it, so they have radar again. And that's when they find out there's like another fighter coming, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but that gets get by.
Yeah, because they killed.
Yeah.
They get rid of the first two, and they're like, "Hey, we're going
He
back to
breaks the
base."
Machine guns,
Oh,
the
there's
other missing
more.
missile shots. Yeah, he gets 2 5th-gen fighters.
They go up against the Maverick version of the enemy doing some like really insane stunts,
Oh, yeah,
and
he has
then
like a sweet drift in his jet.
and then
It's pretty
Hangman gets him because he was like, "I
cool.
came to save
He's
you
on the alert
guys."
launch catapult. And the whole time he's like, I want to launch. And they're like, you can't do it, Hangman.
What
It's too
ship-
dangerous.
What ship were they launching off of?
The USS,
The Nunya.
the USS America.
I have
Didn't
no
even
idea.
show the number or anything.
The who cares?
I care. That's
I
the
know.
only thing I
Okay.
care.
Not enough to watch the movie.
My guess is probably the
No.
Nimitz, given that was the carrier in
No.
the first.
There's
movie.
no. First of all, that was not the carrier in the first movie.
Yes, it was.
The Nimitz was not
Yeah.
the carrier.
That's the actual one there that, of the shot is the Nimitz. I'm not saying it's the one in the movie, but I'm saying that's the footage they use is the Nimitz.
I don't know.
We'll get our fact checkers on that.
I'm gonna have to.
But
Get in the
there we go.
comments.
We just ran. Yeah, we just
Get
ran
in the
through.
comments.
So my question is, what would your call sign be?
Oh, that was gonna be my would you rather question. Oh man, no,
Would you rather have a call sign or
no, I was
not a
gonna be
call
like,
sign?
My call sign would be an enemy.
mine's Mr. Wizard, probably.
That guy's
That's a lot.
Mr. Beast.
Oh no, I would think the
I did like the one.
Yeah.
This is the other dude that was John Hamm's like right hand man, Warlock.
Warlock was such a good name.
Yeah, I was like, dang, that's nice.
And so I was watching with subtitles, and they never on the subtitles they never reference their actual names.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
always by the
Cyclone
call
Warlock,
sign.
yeah.
Yeah. Cyclone was John Hamm, and then Warlock was his like second in command. It was like that. Those are
Yeah,
cool
he's the
names.
guy who's always next to the guy who's trying to fire you, going, "Yeah, we should fire him."
Yeah.
As far as I know, I believe call signs are given to you. You don't like pick
Interesting.
them. Yeah, like you're
I think no.
generally like people start doing something,
me-
calling you something, and then somebody else will just
Like Bob.
It depends. I don't know about for pilots, but when I went through AIC, we got to pick our call sign. So I don't.
What did you have a
No.
call sign for though? You ain't not a pilot.
AIC is air intercept control, so we talk to the. And unlike in Top Gun the first, you don't use real names, especially not shouting at people.
Well, good news, they didn't bother to give money to the pilots real names in this movie, so you don't have that problem.
Yeah, there was. Well, I
Coyote,
Coyote.
Payback.
Payback, I remember it.
Fanboy.
Phoenix.
Phoenix,
Bob.
yeah.
Bob was the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bob was the best.
His call sign.
They introduce him at the bar scene,
Yeah,
and
he's
they're like,
like the-
"Who's
like-
this dweeb?"
Really Midwestern dweeb.
Like,
Right.
"Oh, this is Bob. No, not your first name. What's your
Glasses.
call sign?"
He's eating
Bob.
peanuts. They're like, short for something, right? And he's just like, no.
No.
The original used the Carl Vinson and the Ranger.
right.
Oh, the fact
And
checks.
Maverick used Abraham Lincoln, Roosevelt, George H.W. Bush.
I can hardly remember there being carrier scenes. It was like they crash land on it with F-14 with the nets at the end,
Yeah.
and like they take
Oh.
off from them a
Yeah, we
little
never
bit.
did explain the
Uh,
end.
but they were the first one was supposed to be the Enterprise, but that
Big
ship.
E.
The Starship Enterprise.
Yes.
That was very cool.
You'll notice in First Contact when he is in his rec room, and he being Picard, and he has his little like outburst about the Borg or whatever, not being able to do anything. The wall he smashes is a wall of all the different Enterprises throughout the, including the carrier.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't notice
Yeah,
that.
because the other character comes in, she's like, "Oh, you smashed your little ships."
Ooh.
I had a friend who was stationed on Enterprise right before it was decommed. That's an old
Damn.
ship.
Yeah.
Old boat.
Did you guys say what your call sign would be?
Fart.
Okay.
No.
Why?
you
All right,
have to
fart.
there's like rules about it where like you have to do like you can't have numbers, you can't have names. It has to be things that if we have to coordinate with foreign powers, they can pronounce it.
I can pronounce fart.
You're fired.
It's not a hard word to pronounce, is what I'm saying.
Gabagool.
Yeah, only the Italian Air Force and Navy would even
I'm babushka.
Oh my god.
Oh, we're shooting you down first.
Cheese.
Ooh, you're the
I
cheese.
think cheese was one actually.
What was your call sign?
Fade. But it was spelled FAYD, so
Yeah, but
that
how would you know that if it's a call sign over radio?
because
The subtitles would tell you.
because when we send these information to the foreign powers, the argument was that if it was FADE, they might read it as FADE. So it was FAYD.
So what about when you're working with allied powers within our own country and they can't pronounce it because they don't know that it's spelled FADE?
It wasn't.
Why would they
Well,
need to
yeah.
know the spelling? You say, "Hi, I'm Fade." They go, "Hi, Fade." They need
Well-
to spell it. You go, "It's Foxtrot Alpha Yankee
We
Delta."
don't,
Like,
we don't announce ourselves over that, so we have to send them coded, encrypted information with the names.
Yeah, I feel like
of
there's a
the people.
Chinese guy listening to this right now taking notes.
I'll be.
I
you
mean,
see
It's
what we
not-
actually do is we tell them our full names. So if you want to act like an American, you need to tell us
full
your
legal
full
name.
It's not exactly
And
like
Social
a
Security
unique
number.
concept. It's the same thing with IFF. You just have the
my
stuff.
call sign is Tom Bucksbaum.
Smart. That guy never gets shot down.
Also doesn't see a lot of flight time.
Nope.
No, I think I have to be Blue Mage. Like
Blue
I-
Mage,
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's got to be me.
Nerd.
It's very nerdy, but I think they're like, oh, it's the guy who keeps casting counterspell. And it's like, okay, we know who you're talking. We know who you got.
I don't know, counterspell.
This guy's got every flare in the.
Flare.
Nope, flare again.
Yeah. He never takes a shot, but he keeps doing flares.
Nope, flare again.
Cool. Anything else to add about Top Gun? I think we've been at it for a while.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen Top Gun, now you've heard all about it.
I-
If you somehow stuck with us through this rambling,
I recommend both. I love the second one.
Well,
like,
we have two pieces of business. First, to finish my story about it being a true story. This 1981, the Israelis did this to the Iraqis using this exact same method. So,
Cool.
It's a true story. And two, we have to find out what the next movie is going to be.
gesturing
Oh, right.
towards who's picking the next movie.
I
does
guess
she even
I'm-
get to pick since she didn't watch both of them?
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't
I
watch-
watched the
Watch
first
the one that
I
matters.
watched the one that was assigned to us, not the one that you guys tried to shoehorn in.
The better. Okay.
Shoehorn. What
Yeah,
a,
it's a
what a
better
weird
movie.
shoehorn. The whole second part.
So
accepted your
for viewers at home that are new, when we pick a movie, it has to have some connecting actor / person on the movie from the previous movie. So that's why we went from
key
Kelly
grips.
McGillis from The Witness to Top Gun.
Yep.
Sarah.
What was our first one? Oh, Revenant.
Yes.
Oh,
which was Luke
Revenant,
House.
which you guys will never hear us
In the
talk
lost
about.
episode.
The
Yeah.
lost episode.
Someday
yes.
we'll re-record it when we come back all the way full circle.
I'm not
back
watching
around to
Revenant
Luke
again.
House.
Once upon a time, we watched The Revenant. The next one we're going to watch is Heat.
Oh, it's still my beating. heart.
Using which?
Val Kilmer.
Okay.
Is our jumping
Ooh,
off point.
okay.
I
You're
do
giving
love.
me so many great
I
options.
do
Ooh.
love Val Kilmer, and Heat does have a lot of.
You're just gonna alley-oop him somehow into us watching some weirdo movie.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Dennis Haysbert is in Heat. That's the Allstate guy.
Oh, man.
Oh crap!
Wait, does Tom get to
Talking
pick
about the Beeper
next?
King?
I don't
know.
Next one.
That's the other Dennis.
It goes Tom and Brian, then you, then me.
Oh, man. I don't know if I like. Can we. Are we allowed to skip Tom?
I do have veto powers.
Can we
on,
vote? 3-1.
Tom, I'm sorry.
I find Requiem for a Dream.
No, that is vetoed as well. I do hold veto powers so
Crying
that
game.
Tom can't get too out of control.
Nah, I think it'll be
Am I
fine.
the villain of
I-
this story?
We just don't trust you. We'll
As
see.
someone who
I mean, that's fine. I don't trust.
notably does not like movies because I haven't seen a lot of the movies that we've talked about. I also have not seen Heat, so I'm
Heat is-
excited
Heat
to
is an
We're
watch.
gonna like Heat.
Excellent movie.
Yeah.
I've seen Heat. I
Yes.
think you're probably the only one who hasn't seen Heat.
Heat
Nice.
is excellent. In fact, we did an entire episode about Heat in a previous season where we were doing scenes.
Yeah, I get to watch it
Ooh.
again.
You love Heat.
To be
It's good.
fair,
It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, same.
It took me a long time to decide. One, because I am a huge Val Kilmer fan, and there are a lot of movies of his
Yeah, I
that I
thought
have
you were gonna pick
seen.
the Saint.
I kind of hoped for Tombstone. I'll
well,
watch that movie
I
all
was
the
kind of
time.
hoping
Whenever-
for Batman, but
There is also
All right.
No.
Tombstone was pretty high on the list, but then I went home and watched Tombstone, so I was like, all right, well, now that-
Reasonable.
Barry.
Sometimes you're just like, you know what? I'm
Batman
gonna watch
Forever
Tombstone.
is one of the reasons, one of the only times I've been in a fist fight is over Batman Forever.
I was talking.
I gotta hear this story.
Wait a minute.
What were
yeah.
you fighting about?
And why
So-
were you wrong?
It was me. I was being an A word, and every time there was two of something on screen, I'd be like, "Oh, don't you get it? That's a reference to Two-Face, you know, the villain of this movie."
Okay, yes, again, I was right by saying, and how are you wrong?
Yeah, so it was like, and it was everything. It was like, oh man, did you know Forever has two E's?
Wait.
That's a reference to Two-Face, the
As in,
villain
like,
of this movie.
While you're watching this
Yeah.
movie, you're doing, oh my
Yeah.
In
God.
the theater?
No, this is
I was like, wow, master level troll.
this isn't someone's living
Just starts
room.
raining punches.
And it was like, yeah, it was a good time.
And in the news today, a man was beaten to death by an entire theater audience.
Yeah.
Oh, for a movie that's not very good.
Oh, there's two statues. Do you know what that's a reference to?
Oh my God.
Two-Face, the villain of this movie.
Val Kilmer's in 2 movies, and you know what that is? A reference to Two-Face.
villain of this movie.
Oh my God.
That bicycle has 2 wheels.
Yes, exactly.
I think I'm seeing it
Yeah,
now.
yeah, there's 2 blue cars on the street.
That's
A
the
reference to Two-Face,
That's
the
the
villain
Tommy
of this
Lee
movie.
Jones one,
Deserves everything you got. Oh my God.
Yeah.
How many people were in the room when you were doing this?
2 other people.
Oh.
and they
like
asked you to
Two-Face.
stop at some point?
It's only a miracle
Uh,
you're alive today.
Yeah, I was not picking up the social cues that they were a lot
Not
more
enjoying it?
Yeah, no, that's
Are
okay.
you sure it was that, and it wasn't just the fact that you were watching a terrible Batman movie?
No, I love that movie. It's a fun bad watch.
It is. He's right.
Did you know there's 2 villains? That's a reference to Two-Face.
Who's the other one?
The villain of the movie, Two-Face.
No, but who's the other villain?
Two-Face.
No, okay, who's the villain then?
Two-Face.
No, but who's the other villain?
Anyway, so we're watching Heat.
Wow.
Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Val Kilmer, Dennis Haysbert, Danny Trejo.
Oh wow, I don't have to watch it anymore. I know who's in it now.
Just like when he started talking about Top Gun,
Yep.
we're going to try and move away before he spoils any of it.
I did this time. I just named actors.
Not yet. That's why we're moving
I
away.
stopped. Oh, I forgot to tell him about the part where.
Nope, nope.
Did you tell them about the part where we play Seinfeld or Sonny?
Oh, is that?
Oh,
Ooh. I think
is how
what's
Tom
our
got
scoreboard for this?
We're tied.
All
We're-
across.
we're-
yeah, I'll
Okay.
leave it as a 3-all tie.
Wow. Okay.
All right, is everybody ready for number 1?
So Seinfeld or Sunny, we have to pick if it's from one of these 2
Seinfeld or
shows.
Sonny, yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Let's get this over with.
Tom loves this thing. So here we go.
All right, number 1. No hesitation, no surrender, no man left behind.
All right.
I am locked in.
Brian, you want to start us?
I said Sonny.
I said Seinfeld.
Sunny.
I love that no matter what I do, somebody will get it wrong. It's Sunny. That is the motto for the movie Thundergun,
Because it feels like
Oh.
it feels like it should be tricky, but it's
which I picked.
It just didn't seem like a Seinfeld thing.
Yeah, well, fair.
I could see Costanza saying that.
or Kramer. I was thinking
Kramer,
something weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the firestorm bit.
Or Newman when they're like doing some like
To
nail
reiterate,
scheme.
I haven't seen Seinfeld since I was a child, and I watched the final episode on TV. Like that's how. This
That's the day Frank Sinatra died.
is the last time I've like tried to watch that show.
Is that
for real.
why? Because he
It's
was like,
that
"There's no more
show. I
Seinfeld.
don't
I'm
No,
know.
good to
actually,
go."
he almost survived it because there was nobody on the streets in New York City because everybody was home watching the Seinfeld finale. That the ambulance made it to the hospital in record time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how I know that it's the day that Sinatra died.
I think I've watched one season of Seinfeld and hated it, so I really fly blind on this one.
The only podcast where we roast our own game.
All right. What's
Next.
question number 2?
Yeah, try to hate an Australian. It's impossible. Bunch of rapscallions, little rascals. Ooh, but the French though.
That sounds like a Seinfeld to me.
I'm gonna
Oh,
say-
wait. I forgot we're supposed to think about it.
Go.
I also said Seinfeld.
I'm gonna say Seinfeld as well.
Well, you're all wrong because it's a Sunny quote.
Oh,
it's
man.
from the episode where they get to review the new Thundergun that's coming out, and they have all their like complaints and notes.
Are these all from the same episode?
No, 2 different episodes about Thundergun.
Oh gosh.
All right, everybody ready for number 3?
yes.
Of course, this is Central Park. It was designed in the 1850s by Joe Pepitone, built during the Civil War so the Northern armies could practice fighting on grass. One of my all-time favorite quotes from the show.
Right.
They put a lot more thought into this than I do.
I wasn't that much thought. It just took me a while to write it down for some reason.
Oh, you guys actually write them down? I don't even do that.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
It's to keep yourself honest.
I'm gonna
I
say
just write our names and mark and like tick marks.
Seinfeld again
I also said Seinfeld.
Same.
Yeah, this is Seinfeld.
Yes.
This is when Kramer's doing the handsome cat.
because there's a
rides.
Central Park and there's
Yep.
not one in Philadelphia.
Although they do have several episodes in Always Sunny of discussing traveling,
Sure,
like how Pittsburgh isn't the same as
it
Philadelphia.
is not. What do you mean?
What do you mean it's not the same city? Charlie, it's not the same city.
All right.
All right. Brandon and I have pulled ahead.
Oh,
Brian, you gotta get your
I
game
got
up.
2 right.
You got 2 right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
one
good, I'm
right.
looking at a score.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry.
See, this is why I write
Brian
it down.
and I are ahead. Brandon, you're behind.
It's
by
okay.
one. I just.
I love that though.
The people
like,
need
Just write
someone
my
to
own
root
scribble.
for. Someone to
A
believe
real
in.
underdog.
Yeah. Someone who
The rock
has
of this
vaguely
podcast.
seen episodes of Always Sunny a lot of the time, and that's me. There's like 14 seasons now or something like that.
15, I think, is being
Ooh,
filmed.
I remember
Yes.
like season 4 or 5.
It's on Hulu. I just watched all of
The
it.
Hulu.
It's good.
All right.
Guys ready for some would you rathers?
I am.
Oh yeah, I wrote that
Would
down.
rather to close it out. Well, I can't do call signs.
I'm glad though that we all went with the same idea of making it themed around Top Gun. 'Cause
Yeah.
I did too.
All right, here's the first one. Would you rather go without shampoo for the rest of your life or toothpaste?
Shampoo.
I'm with Brian because soap will.
Your teeth fall out, you gonna die.
Also, like I don't want to have bad
know
breath.
if that's
like
completely accurate,
And
but it
dental hygiene is a lot of people died from bad dentistry.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with
Yeah, I mean, I saw Deadwood.
going without shampoo because you can just use soap. It's really tough to use
Yeah.
soap on your teeth.
well, I mean, not if you do it my way. Take a bite out of the soap.
I was like, give me that goddamn soap.
Now I'm thinking of
That's the
no.
Marine way.
That's no. I don't want that.
I would like my teeth and my gums to stay intact. And you want to say you can't wash your hair at all?
no,
Or just,
it's
all right,
just
yeah.
no shampoo
No
or
shampoo.
no
You
toothpaste.
couldn't. Well, yeah. I mean, soap would be fine.
Does the like 17 in 1
Yeah, I was gonna say most men soaps
shampoo,
are that.
conditioner, engine oil?
Yeah.
All right,
I think some of
guess
those are
that's
also
true.
toothpaste.
fluid.
Like,
Yeah.
All right, who's up?
I'll go. Would you rather eject into a canopy or sing in front of a full bar full of strangers?
what is
Sing in front of a bar full of strangers.
eject into a canopy is like the
Like how Goose dies?
Yes.
oh well I would rather not die.
Speak for yourself. I'd rather die.
No, I'm
Oh
singing
my
in a
God.
bar.
Are these all Top Gun oriented? Is
Not
that what
mine.
you're-
No.
I will always theme mine. That's the easiest. Would
Yeah,
you, would you
I-
rather the plot of the movie or not?
Would you like to die or slightly embarrass
Yeah,
yourself?
I would-
I've sung in front of people at bars before. It's called karaoke.
Yeah, but without musical accompaniment.
Okay, but
There was a piano and other people singing with them.
here's the thing: the amount of people who have died the way Goose died is real small.
Cool.
fact,
I didn't say you died for the canopy strike. You just ejected into it.
I think I'd rather eject in.
See, my girl. I
That
knew it.
feels real goofy to like risk dying
My
as
wingman
opposed to
anytime.
just singing. All right. Yeah.
Oh, I'm next.
I don't
Okay.
know. Would you like to?
Would you rather go next
Would you?
or?
I guess you said not die. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll not die. Okay. Would you rather go on if the show was still on Deal or No Deal or Wheel of Fortune? I know Wheel of Fortune's still
Can
on.
I go on
but
Gold Case instead?
I don't know what that is.
I'm
So,
not familiar with Deal.
Oh,
or
is
No
that the
Deal.
community thing?
No, that was the 30 Rock bit where the case.
30 Rock.
One of them has
yes.
gold in it.
Yeah, it's so.
Oh,
That one.
Right.
Gold is heavy.
Right.
Shut it down.
I remember that. I remember that clip. I just yeah, it's one of those. 30 Rock is just a series of skits that
All right,
is
next
tough to
season,
remember.
30 Rock or
Yeah, I remember Gold
or
Case
Third
now,
Rock from the Sun.
Would you rather have to watch Frasier or 30 Rock for the
Right.
rest of your life?
Would-
Ooh.
But would you rather go on Deal or No Deal or Wheel of Fortune?
I don't know what Deal or No Deal is.
It's Howie Mandel, and he looks at you and he says, "Deal or no deal," and then you have to say "Deal or no deal."
It's been a long time since I've seen it,
What?
but they like
There's-
you pick something.
There's like 24 briefcases with random amounts of money between $1 and $1 million.
That are all held by women for some reason.
And well, because
Like
it's
it's a Saudi princess. Like
and so in the show, you pick a case to have as like your case, and then you eliminate other cases in
You
batches
don't know what's
of
in your
like-
case.
Right, you don't know what's in your case, and you eliminate cases in batches of like 5 or 6 at a time, and then before you go to the next batch of cases, the banker is trying to buy you out of your case.
Okay, I
To
know
be
that.
like-
I decided.
Okay, then never mind.
I can use the same metric I use.
Sorry, that was just so
Only one of these
complicated.
games I understand.
It's Deal or No Deal.
I would absolutely do Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
in a fortune wheel too.
Does this guarantee that you get? Do you go through the initial guessing round, or do you just get called up to the podium to be able to like
you
$1?
are-
I think you. It's,
that's
the
Price
idea
is
you
Right.
make it to the
Oh right,
credits.
Wheel
Yeah.
of Fortune.
Yeah.
I'm dumb, so I'm gonna go Deal or No Deal.
Okay. Anyway.
As I've demonstrated, I'm moronic. Deal or No Deal.
Okay.
What? Wait a minute. Would you rather be on The Price is Right or not?
I would
Price is
rather
Right sounds fun. I want to do
Price is Right's
activities.
good, you know?
Mini golf, and
Mini games,
spinning a big
yeah.
old thing.
$49.01.
Yeah.
Which would you choose?
I don't know. I just had to come up with that. Deal or no deal? Sure. Since I'm the only one going, that's a better
I'm
chance to
going
win.
with you.
Oh, we'll have a better chance to win if it's just
Yeah.
the two of
Can I be on
us.
Jeopardy instead? I
Sure, I guess.
feel like I'd do better at that.
Oh, I don't know.
What is tungsten or wolfram?
I want to be on Most Extreme Challenge then, if you're
Yes.
just choosing.
Seriously.
I want to be on the Legends of the Hidden Temple. Is that?
Ooh, get the aggro crab?
yeah.
I would
Alright.
die.
I have,
Aggro crag was
on
guts.
I have multiple
Excuse me.
times looked
That
at
course is
buying
not
the
made for
Aggro
people
Crag.
my size.
I don't know if you would die. You might get stuck. So
Yeah,
don't
I
know
would
if you
I would be
die.
stuck in there forever.
I think it's all foam.
Or there was guts.
So I watch a baseball channel. They do baseball media, but they also go and watch old episodes of Guts, and they draft the players beforehand. And they have a season, and so they
that's
just
so
go and
good.
rewatch old Guts episodes, and like, all right, I get to go first this time. They'll make trades for the next round, the next game. They're like, I'll trade back with you. You can go first. After they
that's
show the
so
people,
good.
and they're just watching these kids just get fail at these,
Right.
and they're like really rooting for them. Like, come on, the refs are getting them good. Like, this
Oh man.
is, it's really funny.
I feel like we should do that, but for like American Gladiator or something.
Well,
There's essentially big
the
Guts.
fact that like Ninja Warrior is a thing, and then
Yeah, but some of those guys are like
and then
heart-wrenching stories about like
American
this,
TV was like, man, wouldn't it be funnier if they weren't good at this? So they made Wipeout, which is
yes.
Ninja Warrior, but they can't
and
win.
They would
It's
like Kenan Thompson make a show about
yeah,
Ninja
Ooh-wee.
Warrior.
Yeah,
When I was stationed in Japan, I used to have to watch the old Ninja Warrior because that's all they would show on like the American Armed Forces Network. But it wasn't like American Ninja Warrior didn't exist yet. It was
Yeah.
like they dig the holes in the mud in Japan,
Yep.
and like
Yes.
some people would fall off these things, and like there was no padding on the side. It was like a
Oh.
mud pit. There we go.
Mud
People
of
were just
mud.
getting hurt, and then they always had like some fisherman who would come out, and he's like, he lives on a boat like 360 days out of the year, and he does pull-ups on the masts,
Yep.
and like
Yeah.
Always bet on the fire,
Yeah.
the fireman who like does workouts in the like fire station.
Yeah.
like
All right. Mine. Would you rather go to jail for 5 years or be in a coma for 10 years?
I have a lot of questions.
Okay.
Wow.
What level of jail?
Pick jail. I don't know. You can't leave for 5
Well, I understand,
years.
but I'm talking. Is this county lockup? Is this like federal prison? Like
Whatever one you want.
federal prison?
Okay.
Or coma?
For 10 years.
I'm
5 years of being
feel like
alive, having to deal with it, or 10 years of, wake up and be like, 10 years?
I don't know. That's tough.
I feel like I'd lose a lot of weight in a coma, and also I love sleeping, so coma.
You could lose a lot of weight in jail.
I
if
have
you
thought
get
about,
ripped.
like-
There's a 5 year workout
Out in
plan.
the yard?
Just the fact that it's an extended break at all. Well, I guess you're not conscious for it.
You're also
but
not like accruing.
Like, imagine you close your eyes one day and you wake up 10 years
someone's
later.
got to pay that
That's
hospital
like
the fact
guy
that you're
who
in a
woke up listening
coma.
to the Seinfeld bass riff.
On the other hand, there are like the white collar prisons that are basically summer camps.
Oh yeah, the one.
Yeah,
that
but I'm
Martha
not
Stewart
going to
went
those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is also
How rich do you
basically
think I am?
Just a brick. He said you could pick.
Yeah, you
Oh,
pick
okay.
whatever prison you want. If you want to
What-
game the system to be.
What's the prison that's most easiest to escape from? That one.
The prison of the mind.
Prisoner's Dilemma. That's what I
Yeah,
meant.
I think I might pick the coma and just like wake up and like I'll have all new movies to watch. I'll have all the games.
I'll have
I
already
was saying,
known.
patient game, everything's on sale.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, also think about it. If you took the 10-year coma, you'll already know if the new spiritual sequel to The Office is terrible or not.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, they're doing like a
paper.
What a
yeah,
very
a
specific
newspaper.
thing.
We all know it's going to
Thing.
be terrible.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
They're doing
They're
a
in
new,
a sequel, another
Okay, I haven't
office.
heard of this.
Yes. Well, here we go. We're going to Phil
Don
Bryan live on
Gleason
it.
is
Give
in
us
it.
live react. It's about the local Scranton paper, like the newspaper, because they buy paper from Dunder Mifflin.
Are there any
No.
returning characters?
Nope.
No, it's just the same
Good.
premise
I thought
of like
Creed
it's a
was gonna be in
mockumentary.
it.
He better
I mean,
be.
maybe as cameos, but none of the main actors are returning characters because it happens apparently simultaneously with The Office.
Somehow Patrice O'Neill is back.
Yeah.
Say prison because I've been on 3 deployments and a tin can, and I'd say it's probably about the same.
They treat you better in prison, probably. They don't give you a bunch of inoculations for
You got
magical
to
diseases.
deal with a bunch of other morons from prison.
What?
that
I
are-
mean, same.
just like being in the military, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
did
like-
5 years in the Marines. That's probably.
probably right about the same thing.
I'm taking coma because I'm
Hang on a minute,
lazy.
Brian. You've
I don't want to have to
Yeah,
like.
let's go.
Coma, baby. You've seen Oz. You could be fine in prison.
One day I just wake up and tell me what I
I
missed.
guess the only thing
they
I'd
made
be-
a new Top Gun.
Three.
Oh my
The
god.
only thing
I believe who's in it this time.
The only thing I'd be worried
Ludicrous.
about is if
all
you're
about
like
family.
conscious the whole time. Because if you're conscious the whole time in the coma, that would be terrifying.
You'd be like
but-
trapped inside your body. That's a
Yeah.
different disease.
I don't know. It's
Coma
a what if
automatically,
scenario.
I
It's not
believe,
going to
implies
happen to be, I hope, but
Well, if they get to pick the prison, you get to choose to.
okay,
not
I don't want to be conscious for any of it. I want it to be like out. Maybe it feels like an 8-hour sleep, but when you wake up, it's like 10 years later.
Yeah,
That's
like
what
a
I
Rip
want.
Van Winkle type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd also
but,
like medical experiments and replace all my limbs with
bed
robot
sores and
arms.
things like that. Like
We did, but
I,
they're all baby robot arms.
I'll figure that out when I wake up. Maybe we have universal health care when I wake up.
oh
Well,
yeah.
That's actually what kept you alive the whole time. They were
Nice.
trying to pull the plug.
Ooh, sorry, the death panel voted to kill you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we need more food. You wake up in Soylent Green era.
Soylent Green is people.
People of Soylent Green.
There's a company that makes Soylent Green, and they like as part of their website, they're like, by the way, we're not people. We get it.
Humanitarian ways to dispose of bodies is their motto.
No, it's like soy based like
I mean,
meal
Yeah,
planning.
Soylent Green.
I feel like that's a weird marketing blunder. I hope they're doing all right, but
No,
I don't know if
apparently
I'd
they're
eat
doing well.
Soylent Green.
I
It's
get a
just-
lot of ads for it on the stuff that I watch. But hold on, but the stuff for
I was
the,
talking about I married an axe murderer earlier.
so I think I married an
Stay over there,
expert.
He's gonna kill you and I'll get away.
Why do you think I'm trying to get out of here?
So next week ish,
watch
we're gonna
Heat.
watch Heat, and then
all toasty.
yeah,
and then
but not the other movie named Heat with Sandra Bullock. And,
Oh, I love that one.
Melissa McCarthy.
What?
Yeah.
there's a no.
It's not the same premise.
It's
just
called Heat?
also called Heat.
How dare they?
It's
Yeah, they
pink.
breed dogs. That's why.
I don't think so.
What?
Dogs are in heat.
No, I don't think so. I don't know the premise, but that can't be it.
I please.
I think
no.
I want to leave now. Can
I
we?
think I might
are we
accidentally watch
good?
the wrong one just in case.
So what you guys think about Melissa McCarthy?
Are we good?
Remember
Did
her
we
in
do
the
it?
bank robbery scene?
I think we did do it. Well
All
done.
right.
All right.
We went a little over our time. But you guys have
I hope the
to-
audio's
Guitar
good.
noises.
Yes, we'll find out.
We'll find out very
5
soon.
minutes and then.
No, no, no,
I'll apologize
no.
repeatedly.
Okay, I love you.
I
Oh,
don't.
thanks, man.